What is up, gamers? Welcome back to another video. I've honestly been waiting to talk about Apple v developers for many months now, and today Fortnite is just the camel that broke the back of the institution. They have this wild new ad campaign, hashtag free Fortnite, which I have some thoughts on. And also, I just want to sort of help you guys understand what's going on here, because I think it's very easy to just either be 100% on Apple's side here or 100% on Fortnite's side. And I think there is a lot of gray area where these two entities can meet in the middle. And it essentially goes back to the App Store's foundation. So where is this coming from? Did it just happen overnight? No. So for some quick TLDR, developers for months have been going back and forth with Apple. You may have heard of the Hey email app. They wanted to put their own payment processing inside of the application, and Apple said, no, you have to go through us. You have to use Apple Pay. You have to use our services, our metrics, because that's the best option for consumers. The problem is Apple gets a 30% cut of every single transaction on the App Store. The catch is, for subscriptions, if you basically prove yourself over the course of a year, Apple will say, hey, you've been a good subscription, so we're only going to take 15% for this year, the second year, and every subsequent year after. But every in-app purchase, every app you buy, 30% of that's going to Apple. So for developers, there's no different option here. It is Apple's 30% cut or nothing. There's no alternative that Apple gives them. So when a customer has an issue, for example, they have to go to Apple to get a refund. They can't just go to the developer. To get support, the developer has to turn them back around to Apple, and it sort of creates a weird loop of support for the customer. So that's the developer argument, is it's clunky, and you're taking too much money, and you don't let us do anything else. Those are three pretty big pillars. Apple says, well, hey, we've got this platform. We've legitimized making apps, because before they called it the Wild West. You guys could buy an app online, maybe get scammed. Maybe they're taking your data. Maybe there's a virus in your app. We review all our apps. We keep it safe. And because of that, and the fact that we got the distribution, the App Store is very secure and very quick, and we've got great servers, we should get 30%. So those are the two arguments. I fall a little bit more on the developer side here myself, just because 30% I think is a little bit too high, but also the fact that you're not giving any, there's some catch here, because Apple has made special exemptions for Amazon Prime Video. They don't get 30% of every subscription, they get less. So Apple takes less money from Amazon than other developers, which is, caused some uproar in the community, because it's like, why does a corporation, Amazon, that pays $0 in taxes every year, why are they getting a break for their app and we're not getting a break for our small business app? So I feel for the developers here, because it would be incredibly frustrating to develop on this platform. I also, though, do see Apple's points where they're saying, we've created this environment, we deserve something, and we do make it secure. There's no way you're going to get scammed at all if you go through our service, because we're keeping an eye on everything. So I'm seeing from both sides here. I do lean a little bit towards the developer. So this brings us to today. What happened with Fortnite? Fortnite is one of the biggest games in the world. You guys may have heard of it. I played it. I lost a couple summers of my life to this game. And while I'm not I don't follow Epic Games as a company, it's objectively a good game. But today they said, intentionally, we're going to break the rules. So this morning, an update for Fortnite was improved very recently, and after Apple reviewed it, they did something on their back end that allowed a proprietary payment interface to pop up. So like a credit card info entering box in an app. That doesn't exist. And when I mean that doesn't exist, I mean Apple would never allow that, because Apple's not getting 30% of somebody else's payment platform. They're missing out on all their revenue. Fortnite goes, though, we're going to give you a 20% some odd discount if you're buying it this way and not through Apple. So they went around their backs. And at first, everybody's like, I was reading this, and my hot take was like, why would Fortnite do this? They're obviously going to get in trouble from Apple. This is the clearest violation of the rules that there is. But we learned a little bit later that that's what they wanted, actually. It's sort of been a game of cat and mouse here that you don't really see. But Fortnite, Epic Games is pretty big. Not as big as Apple, but I would say arguably they're like the biggest developer that could even make this argument if there was an entity that could do it in the first place. So Apple hits back. Fortnite's banned. They broke our rules. We're going to work with them to fix it, but they knew what the guidelines were, and they decidedly went against them. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Fortnite hits back with this huge hashtag free Fortnite campaign. Now, the hashtag's pretty cringy to me. I think it's also a bit offensive. Usually that's used when someone's in prison for unlawfully convicted or accused of something and they deserve to be out. And I feel like comparing your like very high selling video game to that is just not a great call. I haven't seen anybody talk about that part yet, but like any other hashtag would have been great. And Fortnite is making some allusions to them being some kind of a prison, which I'm not a fan of that part. I don't like the hashtag at all. Now, if this was just a lawsuit, nobody really cares. But Fortnite has a lot of mind share, especially for a lot of younger people. And they created this ad campaign. It's called 1980 Fortnite. And if you're an Apple fan, you might know what this is referencing. But for some quick context here, back in 1984, Apple ran this very big ad. I'm sure you've probably seen it somewhere before as a human. It's won tons and tons of awards over the years. And it was Apple saying, IBM, remember them when they used to be like huge and make computers? They've got too much of a monopoly on the computer market. So Fortnite copied it and they made their own ad. They made their own play on that. Almost, not frame for frame, but pretty damn close. So the ad ends and the text that comes up on screen is Epic Games has defied the App Store monopoly. In retaliation, Apple is blocking Fortnite from 1 billion devices. Join the fight to stop 2020 from becoming 1984. It's a good line. It's well written and it brings up a lot of questions. Is Apple being fair? Are they being Apple consumer? Is what Fortnite did here right? Because I want to be clear, I'm not fully on the side of Fortnite, like directly going against Apple's rules and expecting some really great treatment back. I don't know if, I don't know how this is going to play out for them, but they're suing Apple on the grounds that they are not being treated fairly and they are taking this to court. And everybody's just kind of curious how this is going to play out. How is a judge going to rule on this? How are you going to define what's fair? This is uncharted territory. We've never really had a company like Apple or Google who own these app stores that make money off of them. How much is too much? Now, there's a really funny FAQ on this whole document from Epic Games. It's just basically like, Apple's unfair and we don't like it. But they're kind of playing the part of like the passive, oh, we don't know what to do here. This is just horrible. How could Apple treat us this way? We make them so much money. Playing a little bit too victim-y out here. Fortnite is alleging that there's no benefit that Apple gives them, which is completely BS. Do you know the amount of times I've seen Fortnite is the featured game in the App Store? Fortnite makes so much money, and I guarantee that the App Store is not a huge source of revenue for them. You ever heard of Xbox and PlayStation? That's where everybody's buying their skins, all right, on PC. I don't think, you can see what I'm saying. You can see the point I'm trying to make here. Fortnite's acting as if they're going to be financially hurt from this. I'm making this video because I do care about the small developers that are having to deal with these huge, big developer regulations. Fortnite is sort of taking the staff and they're leading the charge on this one. I just hope that their interests are for everybody and not just themselves, because that could create an even bigger set of problems. Because then what if Apple says, okay, well, for big developers, we're going to give you a cut. That I feel like it should be the opposite. If you're huge, Apple gets a little bit more because of your volume. It's sort of like the rule with taxes. If you make a lot of money, you get taxed more, a higher percentage, than if you don't make a lot of money. What are your thoughts on this? Who's right? Fortnite or Apple? Do they both have a point? Am I wrong? Am I losing my mind by defending Apple or Fortnite in any way? Should we just get rid of the App Store and go back to using phone books to try to find information? Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this commentary. And I hope you learned something new. If you did, drop a like, hit subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.